Alright, in this video we are going to be going over how to write a polar equation given the polar graph and how to write polar coordinates if we have points on a polar graph. So, without further ado, as we can see here, we have a polar graph here and certain points on the graph that we're just going to write the coordinates for down here. So, let's just go ahead and get started. For point A, we can see that point A goes out 2 units from the center, so the R value is going to be 2, and then the value for theta is the distance, or the in radians. Sometimes it's degrees, most of the time it's radians, from this line on the what would be the x-axis. So we can see that it comes up pi over 4 radians. So the coordinates for that point will be 2 pi over 4. Alright, it's pretty simple. Coming on to this next point, we see it's all the way down here in the 4th quadrant. It comes out 1, 2, 3 units from the center, so it's going to be the R value is 3, and then the value of theta, well, that's going to be, as we can see here, 23 pi over 12. You could also write this as negative pi over 12, but we're going to keep it positive just to be consistent throughout. Then this third point, point C, well, that's in the 2nd quadrant, that comes out 1, 2, 3 units from the center, so that R value is 3, and the theta value is gonna be, well, we got 2 pi over 3 over here, so 2 pi over 3. And then this D point, or point D, comes out 1, 2, 3, 4 units from the center, so the R value is going to be 4, and it's at 7 pi over 6 radians from this line over here, so it's 7 pi over 6. So graphing points off of a polar graph, fairly simple. Just learning how to read this graph is not that complicated. Sometimes you'll just have the values for the lines over here, and then these values won't be written, but it's going to be the same integer for each line between these, so you can just count it out from this point over here. Alright, now that we have graphed those points, we can come down and determine the equation of graphs, not just points. So here we see with our first graph, we have a cardioid, and the equation for cardioids is R equals A plus B cosine theta, or R equals A plus B sine theta. And the way to tell the difference is graphs of cosine will come out to the right or to the left, and graphs of sine will either come out up or down. And that all depends on if it's positive or if it's negative. Positive cosine will go to the right, negative cosine will go to the left. Positive sign will go up and negative sign will come down. That makes sense. With x and cosine being related, this is where the positive x is and this is where negative x is. So in this one we see that we have cosine. Oh, and another thing about cardioids is that a over b equals 1. Or a equals b, it's the same thing. So we know that a and b are going to be the same number, and when cosine theta is at its largest, just cosine theta, not b cosine theta, is at its largest, it's going to equal 1. At its smallest, it's going to equal -1, but at its largest, it's going to equal 1. And so we know that a plus b then is going to equal the distance to the farthest point, because b times 1 is just b. So if the farthest point is 4 units away, we know that a equals 2 and b equals 2. So we can now fill out our equation here like this.